slow-moving river, there lived a boy named Ryan. Ryan was 17 years old. Smart, curious, full of energy. But Ryan had one big problem. He could never make up his mind. Every morning he woke up, wanting to be something different. Monday, he wanted to be a doctor. Tuesday, an engineer. Wednesday, a teacher. Thursday, a businessman. Friday, he wanted to leave the town and travel the whole world. He started 10 things, finished none, picked up books, put them down, began projects, abandoned them. His mother worried. His teachers gave up. His friends moved forward without him. And Ryan stayed exactly where he was, stuck, spinning, going nowhere. One evening, Ryan sat by the river, throwing stones into the water, watching them sink. He felt exactly like those stones, heavy, sinking, disappearing. He heard slow footsteps on the path beside him. It was his grandfather, Old Henry. Grandfather Henry was 80 years old. He had lived through hard times, through loss, through failure, through every kind of storm a man can face. Yet he always walked, like a man who knew exactly where he was going. He sat down beside Ryan on the riverbank, said nothing for a long time, just watched the water with him. Finally, Ryan spoke. He said, "Grandpa Henry, how did you always know what to do with your life? How did you always know which direction to go?" Old Henry reached into his worn jacket, pulled out a small old compass, brass-colored, scratched. Old. He held it out to Ryan. Ryan took it carefully, looked at it, turned it in his hands. Then he noticed something strange. The compass needle was broken, bent, and stuck, not moving at all, pointing in a random direction. Ryan looked up confused. He said, "Grandpa Henry, this compass is broken. It does not work. How can this show you where to go?" Old Henry smiled slowly. He said, "I know it is broken, Ryan. I broke it myself." 40 years ago, Ryan stared at him. Old Henry continued, "When I was your age, I was exactly like you, confused, spinning, lost. I had a perfect compass then, beautiful, accurate, brand new. But I kept asking it the wrong question. Every day I would open it and ask, which direction is the right one? Which path will make me happy? Which choice will guarantee success?" And the compass would spin. North, south, east, west. Always spinning, never settling, because I could not decide which direction I truly wanted to go. One morning I became so frustrated. I slammed the compass on a rock. The needle broke, stuck in one direction. I was furious at first. But then something strange happened. Because the needle was stuck, I had no choice but to walk in that one direction. No more spinning, no more second guessing, no more changing my mind every morning. I just walked. And you know what I found when I kept walking? In one direction, Ryan leaned forward. Old Henry said, "I found a path. Then I found a road. Then I found people walking the same road. Then I found a purpose. Then I found a life. Not a perfect life, not an easy life, but a real one, a moving one, a life that was going somewhere." Ryan turned the broken compass over and over in his hands. He asked quietly, "But what if the direction was wrong? What if you walked the wrong way?" Old Henry nodded slowly. He said, "That is the question everyone asks before they start walking, but here is what nobody tells you. There is no wrong direction for a person who is truly moving. Every path teaches you something. Every road shows you something. Every wrong turn brings you to a crossroads where you can choose again. But a person who never starts walking, who stands in the same place, spinning and spinning and spinning, that person never learns anything, never sees anything, never becomes anything. The broken compass did not give me the perfect direction, Ryan. It gave me something far more valuable. It gave me the courage to stop spinning and start moving. Ryan sat quietly for a long time. The river moved steadily beside him, always forward, never backward, never stopping to ask, "Am I going the right way?" He looked at the broken compass again. He thought about all the things he had started and abandoned, all the directions he had spun toward, and then spun away from. He thought about how much time he had spent asking, which is the right path, and how little time he had spent actually walking on any path at all. He looked at his grandfather. He asked, "Grandpa Henry, what should my direction be?" Old Henry shook his head gently. He said, "I cannot answer that, Ryan. No one can answer that for you, but I will tell you this. Think of the one thing, just one thing, that you keep coming back to, the one thing that calls you. Even when you try to ignore it, the one thing that makes time feel like it is flying by, the one thing that does not feel like work at all. That thing is your compass needle. Not broken, not spinning, pointing home." Ryan closed his eyes. He sat with the question, and in the quiet, between the river sounds and the Colorado wind, an answer rose up from somewhere, deep inside him: writing. He had always loved writing, stories, ideas, words on paper. He had started and abandoned 100 other things, but writing, he always came back to. Even when nobody asked him to, even when nobody noticed, even when it felt pointless, he always came back to it. He opened his eyes. Old Henry was watching him, that quiet knowing smile on his old weathered face. Ryan said softly, "I think I know my direction." Old Henry stood up slowly, brushed off his jacket, looked at the river one last time. He said, "Then stop standing on the bank, Ryan, and start walking." He placed his hand briefly on Ryan's shoulder and walked slowly back down the riverside path. Ryan sat alone by the river, broken compass in one hand, clear direction in his heart. For the first time, he stood up, walked home, sat at his desk, and began to write. Not perfectly, not confidently, not knowing where the path would lead, but moving, finally moving. Years later, Ryan became a writer whose words reached millions of people across America and around the world. He kept that broken compass on his writing desk for the rest of his life, not because it pointed the right way, but because it reminded him of the most important lesson he ever learned. A broken compass that makes you move is worth more than a perfect one that keeps you spinning. So let me ask you something today. What are you spinning toward? What is the one direction your heart keeps returning to? No matter how many times you walk away, that is your compass needle. Stop spinning, start moving, because the path will not appear while you are standing still. It only appears one step at a time, and the first step is always the hardest and always the most important. Take it today, before the spinning takes another year from you, before another month disappears into confusion and waiting. Take the first step today. Subscribe to Before Your Last Day. New story every single week. Stories that remind you time is running out. Make it count. This is Before Your Last Day, and your direction is waiting for you to choose it.